score after the third quarter, but it just seemed like maybe the shot quality or the aggressiveness or something just kind of dropped off there in the end.
Yeah, I think well they were aggressive the whole night. They picked up Luca, from the start to finish. You look at we can't shoot straight from behind the 3-point line. That's a broken record. We keep saying this for the last 25 games, except one game we shoot 70%. So um, we have to be better. We have to take responsibility at some point that we have to make shots. We're doing everything by getting the ball in the paint, and we're making the extra pass. It's just that we're not making shots. And then transition defense, when we don't make shots, we don't get back. And tonight was a perfect case. We score, they run it right back at us, and we give up a layup. And so that's just effort and communication, and we didn't do a good job of that tonight.
Besides straight up practice, what can you do as somebody who's never shot an NBA 3-pointer to improve the chances and to improve, just the
Well,
rhythm of what you're
they're practicing. They're working at it. We're at practice. We're working at it. Sometimes it becomes a mental thing, and to where it becomes a real game and situation. And we know we have guys struggling from shooting the three, and that's what they do. And so you just have to stay positive and keep working at it, and it'll turn. In this journey, it's too many games for it to stay this way the whole season. So you continue to stay positive, and you continue to do your job and come to work every day and keep working at it. And we can't stop making that pass, because if we start taking tougher twos in the paint, some of them get blocked instead of just trusting your teammates going to knock down the shot.
With the shooting going on this long, with the football shooting, what other factors have you considered? Is there a consideration that the spacing improvements to the spacing would help? Is there considerations that you guys are not getting enough looks for certain types of shooters or in certain types of situations?
I think the best answer to that question is maybe we watch the movie Major League and get a bucket of chicken, and we start chanting. Um, I think when you look at the shot quality, it's hard to get wide open looks in this league, and we're a team that creates a lot of them. So I don't know if we're going to start running people around to take contested threes. I think we live with the shots that we've gotten, and we just have to make them.
All right, we have one on Zoom, Nathan.
Hey, Coach, can you speak to just, the confidence level of Jalen Brunson and how he's been able to get acclimated into the system with, his stellar play so far in the season?
Well, I think JB was playing at a very high level, before he had the injury, and then now he's working back to get that rhythm. And you can see tonight he was, back at that rhythm before he got hurt, and we're going to need that. We're trying to play him and Luka together to release some of that pressure that teams are putting on Luka towards ball handling. So I think Brunson's up for that challenge, and he's done a great job for us.
All right, thanks. KP, 4 of 29 as a team from three, and like 2 of 27 after you made those first two. I feel like we asked this a lot, but what was so difficult aside from the shots just not falling in terms of what you guys were seeing or what was going on there?
Yeah, no, it sucks right now to be us, because we're fighting, we're playing hard, we're trying to do things right, but we still commit mistakes out there, some box outs, some back cuts, some things, rotations, whatever little things that we have to clean up and then on top of that we're shooting catastrophic, so it's hard to win like that. It's hard to win like games like that, but the only thing I see for us is try to clean up those things and then put in the work and then shoot every shot with the same confidence. Our confidence cannot go down at any point. We have to keep shooting them. We will get out of this. That is a 100% fact. So we have one game. All of a sudden we shot the ball great. I think it's only a matter of time until we find that offensive rhythm and start knocking those shots down and getting some more assists for Luka. So.
Even with the threes not falling, you guys still scored in the first 3 quarters. Did you feel like the shot quality actually declined in the fourth?
I don't know. Again, it's hard to answer right now, right after the game, but I think we can get better, at late game situations when the pressure is up a little bit. We kind of have had few games that we struggled a little bit in the fourth. And it's both ways. We also put more pressure defensively and just kind of give our all. So they also score less, but we can be better definitely. So we'll talk to Luka and figure out how we can help him to what he sees out there and how we can make the game easier for him. So yeah, we will get out of this and yeah, we want to have our coaches back. So we got to show better quality than this.
In terms of how the coaches are encouraging you guys to keep shooting, what does that encouragement look like besides them just saying that, what are they doing during practices or when we're not there behind the scenes that
Yeah, no, we're doing a lot of shooting drills. We're doing a lot of shooting drills and a lot of competition, and we make shots. Believe it or not, we make shots. It just doesn't translate to the game. Lately, or some games, but yeah, we they're transmitting confidence. They want us to shoot it. They know we can make those shots. The history shows we have made shots. Our percentages are good. It's just one of those seasons where it doesn't go our way at first, but sooner or later we'll turn it around. Cool.
Okay, I'll go to Zoom, Eddie, and then we'll do one in Spanish. Eddie, go ahead.
Hey, I know you've said this is not, you got to keep shooting, but I know you've mixed in a few extra rim attacks or paint attacks. Might that be good advice for everybody right now until the shots do start falling? Maybe try to be a little more aggressive going to the rim?
I mean, yeah, we try to get to the paint. That's one of the goals, and that's why we also get the open shots, because that's when everybody sinks in. That's when Luka is distributing. So it's on everybody else to start making those shots, those wide open looks, and using those to our advantages. And then once we do that, then also the other teams will be more hesitant to help, and it's just gonna it's gonna be a chain reaction in our favor. So we're waiting for that moment. Cool. Thank you.
All right, Eric, one
Oh, one more? Yep.
Okay, Eric.
Hola KP, ¿me escuchas?
Sí.
Hola KP, me gustaría saber tu opinión respecto al accionar que ha tenido el equipo en los últimos partidos, esta irregularidad. ¿A qué crees tú que se debe específicamente y comienza ya a haber una preocupación al respecto?
No estamos preocupados, pero sí que tenemos algo de urgencia, ¿no? De empezar a meter desde fuera. Somos un equipo de ataque, somos un equipo ofensivo y de momento pues estamos intentando hacer el trabajo de llegar a la pintura y sacarla para afuera para tiros abiertos y lo estamos consiguiendo, pero no estamos metiendo desde fuera. Entonces estamos sufriendo un poco en ataque y bueno, estamos intentando coger ritmo con esos tiros y a ver si poco a poco vamos pues mejorando.
All right, thanks.
Gracias.
Gracias.
kind of re-aggravated your ankle there in the third quarter? I just wanted to see is everything all right?
Yeah, I think I twisted it again. Probably shouldn't play the fourth. I know. I wasn't feeling very good, but try to be out there, and we'll see how it is tomorrow.
So it's something you'll keep in mind.
Yes.
KP said something to the effect of, we'll talk to Luka, talking about himself and teammates, and see what we can do to help you more. What do you think right now is like your teammates need to do to help you more?
I think right now we're just not making shots. I think the percentage, I don't know what it was from three, but I still think we have a lot of great shots, good shots, open shots. We're just not making them, and I don't know why, but we just gotta maybe attack more and shoot less threes.
Jason said that he thinks sometimes you guys are making shots in practice a lot, but it doesn't always translate to games. I think sometimes that might be a mental thing. How have you overcome in the past, not saying it's just you, but how have you overcome in the past different mental blocks that you've had, and how do you guys think that you can push past that in this sense?
I think we just gotta think rim first, paint first, and then shoot threes. Obviously today I took a lot of bad threes. Sometimes they went under. I should be more prepared for that. And we just took some bad threes, and like I said, we should think rim first.
Do you think the shot quality in the fourth quarter in this game fell at all? Was it worse? That was the quarter you struggled.
I don't know. We shot with 13%, so I think the whole game was bad.